Happy holidays from Colonial Williamsburg. Sarah and I are on the Duke of Gloucester Street, and today we're gonna explore the city and take in all the beauty of the holiday wreaths found on all the colonial homes here up and down Dog Street. We're gonna take you guys along for the ride and check out some of the design work of so many different types of holiday wreaths found on the doors of the area homes here. So come along with us. Here we come to our first stop here on our holiday wreath Dog Street tour. Some type of colonial era vest on the front of this wreath. You ready, Sarah? All right, so we got our next one. Just have a standard wreath on this house. And one of the interesting facts that we learned about was in the 18th century, there was no real documentation of them using a lot of decorations during the holidays. Here we come across a new one. And this one looks like it's outfitted with some fruit, which is a pretty common fixture in a wreath here in Williamsburg. Looks like a lemon, some oranges, actually a little green tinted bottle there.
Did you see the cinnamon sticks?
Yeah, there was a few over in this one. I didn't even notice this one.
Pretty sure that's cinnamon sticks, and I think that might be star anise on top of it. See that kind of star-shaped thing? I think that's what that is.
Now just keep in mind, as we tour up and down the Duke of Gloucester Street here, we're definitely not wreath experts, so some of our commentary as far as the ingredients of these wreaths probably isn't going to be spot on, but you get the point. And here we come up on a new one. And it looks like they're wreathless on this one. In case you didn't know, that is where Ebenezer Scrooge lives. No wreaths here, but you've kind of got a draping wreath system over the doorway there, which looks really nice. I believe this is the Hartwell Perry's Tavern, that's right. And then on the other door here at the tavern, same type of inlays here with the fruits and some holly. Yeah, we just walked by the garden area there, right across the street from Bruton Parish. And here at the Custis Tenement House, we have wreaths adorning the windows and the doorway, as well as the porch banisters here. So on each window, you've got the wreaths with the apples. And then on the banister post here, you've got apples and cranberries. Let's see what's next on the tour here. Greenhow Lumber House ticket and information booth, where you can purchase your carriage and wagon rides. Now this might be the most unique one we've seen so far. And I believe this is a private residence right next to the John Greenhouse store and house. Not sure if it's actually a part of the John Greenhouse store. This is right next to the actual store entrance. All right, so far we're being treated to some really impressive design work here on the wreaths we've seen so far. That's the shoemaker. No wreath on the shoemaker, it doesn't look like. But we do have something here Looks like this one has some yarn, some ribbon, and only fitting with the weaving, spinning, and dyeing that appears to go on here at this building. All right, and here we are. I would call this, I guess, about the midway point. We're walking past the Williamsburg courthouse and the powder magazine, and gonna see what other holiday wreaths we can stumble upon. All their unique decorations and celebratory positioning for the holiday season. And there is the powder magazine. We've done some vlog documentaries here recently from there that you guys can check out, with many more coming your way out there for all of our viewers, new viewers, old subscribers, all part of the Quest Capitol family. And it's a very beautiful December day to get outside and do some exploration. How fitting to be at this time of the year seeking out all the wreaths, famous wreaths of the area. So hope you guys are enjoying the walk with us up the Duke of Gloucester. Once we get to the Capitol, we'll make our way back the other side and see what's over there. Plenty to see here. And we've got some really nice looking wreaths underneath the window panes here, outfitted with some dried flowers and fruits. And the Market Square Tavern lodging is also adorning a very impressive arrangement. Lots of dried flowers and fruits, as well as it looks like a ceramic mug of some sort. And this right here could very well be the pipe of Father Christmas himself. And a very organic wreath outside the William Lightfoot house. He was a planter, a merchant, and an attorney. And this is the house of George Red. George is sporting some really nice wreath work here in front of his windows. What would you call that draped over the door frame there?
It looks kind of like garland that's made out of natural elements.
Yeah. And I'm still not sure what that piece of fruit is right there, but it looks like the beginning stages of maybe a pineapple. And if you notice any fruit that we're unable to figure out what it is, be sure to leave us a comment and let us know what we don't know.
Feathers, and that's those lotus seed pods, and those are definitely artichokes.
Yeah, those are artichokes. So the green ones with like the holes in it, that's the lotus seeds?
Yeah.
Okay, and those are pomegranates.
Those look like oyster shells.
They're the red ones.
Oh, it does look like a pomegranate.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
And then coming next door, looks like this is a private guest house. Some more fruits. It looks like some type of wheat intertwined within this wreath. And next door to the Orlando Jones office is probably one of my favorite little homes. Love the aesthetic, the exterior brick here. And the highly pitched roof. Really nice colonial touch off of the Duke of Gloucester Street. And Definitely sporting a impressive look on the doorways of both doors here. So I believe that is a pomegranate, some apples. It's like a couple flutes intertwined. Got a drumstick here. Sarah, this is a pomegranate, right?
Yeah, in the middle.
Okay, so
Peppers.
okay, that's the red chili peppers, and I believe these are good to ward off the insects and birds that come and try to feast on the wreath displays here in Colonial Williamsburg. Sarah, did you see this one? What do we have here?
I don't know what those are.
Which ones?
The little tiny ones.
Yeah, let us know what these are.
That looks like that lotusy heart.
And these are just pine cones. And that's holly. And then off the main road there, let's just swing back here to the blacksmith and see what they have by hammer and hand. So you got some swords and some pickaxes. Very cool. And this is the wreath outside the tin shop building. You can only access this area if you have a pass to come in. But that is on the side of the tin shop building. Got various tin work. Looks like some tin leaves and other circular decorative items. And as always, coming out of that area, we love walking through a thin little alleyway like this back towards the Duke of Gloucester Street. And off to see our next holiday wreath. And it looks like we're gonna see that right here at the Brick House Tavern, as they have plenty of wreaths on each of the doorways, candles in the window. And as we continue our journey along the Duke of Gloucester, we come to the intersection of Botetourt and Duke of Gloucester. Getting closer to the Capitol building, and plenty of wreaths still left to see on this little stretch left of Dog Street before we head back down towards Merchant Square. But for now, we're gonna pass by Tarpley Thompson and Company. Look at their arrangement here they have on the banister, which is really, really nice look here. Once again, we're seeing that unknown fruit. I'm not sure what that is, if that's some type of design work within a tangerine of some sort. All right, and here we are stumbling upon a well-known tavern in the area, Weatherburns, often visited by the first president of the United States. George Washington would visit this tavern here many times in his journals, writing about it. Of course, changed ownership many times through the years, but referred to as Weatherburns Tavern from its original owner. And it's definitely got a very unique and original looking wreath outside of it. Let's take a closer look. You've got like a tin can, a smoking pipe, deck of cards, an old newsprint. And the skies are blue in Colonial Williamsburg. Nice, cool, brisk Virginia air. Plenty of Colonial Williamsburg wreaths to take in. Here's one with the sign of hospitality with the pineapple and lemons. Very impressive. Very impressive arrangement there. Yeah, it's like little strings that have come together to make the look of a wig. And outside the barber shop, this will definitely fit the bill for the most animated holiday wreath with two 18th century characters sitting on the wreath. The John Coke office, owned by John and Rebecca Shields Coke in 1806. And this building was termed John Coke's office in 1809. The wreath is very impressive, with some dried sunflowers and other dried flower work inside of it. It's like some type of branch wrapping around the entire wreath. And another one of my favorite dual houses here at Colonial Williamsburg off the Duke of Gloucester, with the double chimney, the shared chimney system. And each of the doorways here of the Shields Tavern sporting a really nice look with their wreath, as well as the old 18th-century style candlestick in the window upstairs there. And on the other side of Shields Tavern, which is currently closed, they have a dual door with two wreaths. The Capitol definitely went with a more simplistic wreath design, which works with the aesthetics of the Capitol building. Really nice design work on the wreath over here, with some pink hues and looks like some dried floral arrangements intertwined within it, as well as some plateware, it looks like. You can see there it says LB 1767. All right, so we made it down the Duke of Gloucester Street to the Capitol building. Now let's head to the other side, back towards Merchant Square, and let's see what other fine design work we can see with the wreaths of Colonial Williamsburg. So let's continue our tour. Looks like Charlton's Coffee House has some really nice wreath overlays around the doorway with looks like maybe a teapot and some floral work intertwined in the arrangement. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this is. Definitely something we haven't seen yet. Maybe they haven't unveiled what's behind the blue cloth there. Or that could just be some foreign material or substance that we're just not aware of, as has been the case on quite a few occasions during our stops here to investigate and take notice of the beautiful reefs of Colonial Williamsburg. Looks like outside of Edinburgh Castle is little sprigs of some type of flower or holly pasted on the actual window itself. Little trinkets of greenery. Here we are walking outside the John Crump house, and he's got quite an impressive wreath as well, with plenty of the red chili pepper to ward away the insects and the birds that feed on the wreaths. Also has got the dried fruits and cinnamon sticks. Very festive. And here we are at the Raleigh Tavern. Looks like they have a grand display of wreaths on the window panes and the window seals. That signature lotus seed and some artichokes, some dried flowers and pine cones. And there's that signature colonial era pipe. This storefront looks like some sort of drummer boy inside the window. The unicorn style post coming out of the side of the brickwork. Front of the James Craig jewelry is a wreath of the 12 days of Christmas, and this is a really unique wreath that we haven't seen the likes of on our tour today. Counting down the 12 days of Christmas on this wreath. Little silver pieces of ornament strung all around the different positions of the clock. This is a wreath outside the Liberty Lounge area. Very festive American Patriot style wreath concoction, stating here on the white fence, "To all brave and well disposed patriots, take notice that this establishment is for you, the Liberty Lounge. It's open to all ticketed military guests and their families." Looks like this one has incorporated a little bit of doll work, some sort of fan and some cinnamon sticks. Peacocks look really nice. That same fruit we keep seeing. Here we're outside of the William Waters storehouse. You definitely have an interesting wreath combination here with some cloth work, some cotton intertwined. It looks like some sort of bean pod. And we're outside the post office here. All the print work's happened. All the proclamations, notifications from the royal governors be printed here. Bookbindery. The Right Honorable William, Earl of Dartmouth, His Majesty Principal Secretary of State for North America. Coming up on the Apprentice store, which is a well-known store here in Colonial Williamsburg, original 88 structures. Of the 88 structures, it's showcasing its wreath on the porch area. Walking up on the Ludwell Paradise House, which is the first house purchased and taken over by W.A.R. Goodwin in the early days of the Restoration, before it was known that Rockefeller was affiliated with the Restoration. And we'll walk up on the porch here and get a closer look at the wreath at the Ludwell Paradise House. Very large wreath. A little bird there. Some type of canary, maybe. Large pomegranates. And the dried flowers and holly. And the Red Lion proudly displaying its wreath for the holidays here in Colonial Williamsburg. There's Chowning's Tavern with its ale-inspired wreath. And off in the distance, the Peyton Randolph house, you can see he's got a double wreath hanging off the door, as well as looks like a pretty standard wreath on each of the windows. And we're walking up on the courthouse. Sure to have some wreaths in place. Here's on the windows, as well as around the door, and a very large wreath on the massive door of the courthouse. This house right up here is one that I always appreciate, being that the front of the house is actually to the side facing the courthouse, so not facing the Duke of Gloucester Street. And I always thought that was a pretty nifty way to set up that house. And it appears that it does have a really intricate looking wreath on the banister. Good afternoon. And a very intricate, original, and unique wreath outside the James Getty house. Right at the corner of the Palace Green off the Duke of Gloucester. And a cool sight to see along your wreath walk down Duke of Gloucester Street. And we're back at the Bruton Parish Church. To the right of us is the Governor's Palace. And if you do find yourself in Colonial Williamsburg, be sure to get off the main pathway and take a walk on the cobblestone. And one of the last few final homes on our wreath walk doesn't seem to be sporting any type of wreath. That's okay. The Bowden Armistead home doesn't have to have one. And here we are back at Nassau Street, trekking along the Duke of Gloucester, in our makeshift 18th century outdoor living history museum, the fairest of its kind in all of the world, and one that we hope you soon can take a walk down, exploring all the ins and outs, the various holiday wreaths found up and down the area. Because we know you'll love them like we did. We hope you guys enjoyed this tour with us. It was a fun one. We've seen plenty of wreaths, and there's definitely plenty more, as Sarah's pointing out one more as we stroll by it. We can't show you everything, so you're gonna have to get out here for yourself and enjoy this with your family and friends, your loved ones. But for now, we're gonna close this one out from Colonial Williamsburg, walking along the Duke of Gloucester Street. Thanks for coming along. Happy holidays, and we'll see you guys soon on the next one.